Welcome back, guys. We are live. It is the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. 2 nights in a row. Got my man Brett back.
Good to be back.
I got Idris rocking the 2000 Giants red alternates. I'm rocking the New York Ranger jersey. They are up 1-0. I hope so. After the first period, he's got on the DC Batman.
Old school DC Batman, baby.
Old school.
Old
1960.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's that Adam West right there.
Adam West.
Yes, sir.
The original Batman.
All right. Just want to put this up just so that way the viewer can see which way I'm going with all of tonight's playoff games. Those are all my winners. Bucks Warriors, New York Rangers, Washington Caps, the Avs, shout out Jeff, and the Calgary Flames. I want to flip this straight into the NBA though. What did you guys, first of all, we spoke yesterday, Idris, about the games that were played last night before they were played. I did pick the two teams that won yesterday, I picked to win both series. But having said that, I did pick the teams that were going to lose the series to win game one. That didn't happen. Miami's up 1, as well as in the Western Conference, Phoenix is up 1. Dallas gave Phoenix a pretty good game. I just feel that towards the end of the game, Dallas's legs got a little weary, got a little tired. I feel that Phoenix kind of ran him out of the gym towards the end of the game. And, Dallas came off a really tough physical series victory over the Utah Jazz, so I can't really say that I'm overly surprised that Phoenix was able to do that. As far as the Celtics game one went, I'm gonna hit on that in a moment. But Philly and Miami, I was a little surprised. I understand that the Embiid situation, but I expected a little more from Small Game James.
Small Game James. I like the way you put that.
Yeah, I'm being facetious.
Honestly,
dude.
That is 100% accurate.
Yeah. I didn't I expected what I saw out of Philly. I expected a blowout. Golden State, I expected them to win the first game, and to be honest with you, I think they're going to win tonight too.
Tonight's going to be close, but yeah,
it's going to be close. But I think the Warriors going to take it. Boston, Milwaukee. I think Boston will take it tonight, but I still have the Bucks in 6. The Dallas Phoenix game, I thought Dallas would take that first one, but yeah, they got winded at the end. Yeah, and Phoenix just took it over.
Yeah. If
took
Philly
it over.
Is not able...
Hold on. What do you mean took it over? Took it over? Dude, they were beating them since minute 2 of the first quarter.
Dallas had their times, but
it was nothing but catch up for Dallas. All they were doing was shooting threes, and they gave it to them.
Yeah, they ran them out the gym.
They gave it to him. CP3 hit a couple circuit shots. He did what he had to do. Booker did his thing. Phoenix is going to win that. They'll win it in 6, I think. As far as the Boston series goes, I mean, I told Richie this last week. After Boston shut down the Nets. I'm taking Boston in 7 in that series. I think the series is going 7. I think, Holiday's back.
They'll be lucky if it goes 5.
It'll go 7.
No, it won't.
I'm going.
It'll go 7, and hence Boston winning game 2. It's going to go 7. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to go 7.
Milwaukee in 5. And you got to take into consideration that if Milwaukee wins tonight, they're up 2-0 going back home. Same situation as the Golden State Warriors.
They're not winning tonight.
You might be right. This might be the one game the Celtics win. I got Milwaukee at 5.
Yeah.
They're not
playing.
6. They're not playing an out of playoff shape Brooklyn team. This is the defending world champions they're playing.
I call that in 6. Boston is
Giannis is able to do whatever he wanted.
Everything.
Yeah, I know, but it's gonna change tonight.
We'll see about that.
We'll see about that one.
Okay.
About something that I
Warriors.
like to think that we could all agree on.
Yeah.
Yanks are staying hot, bro. They won their 10th game last night on the back of Gleyber Torres' 3 RBIs. Jordan Montgomery got roughed up in the 4th inning. He was solid for his 5 that he pitched. And just a great shutdown performance from 6 through 9 of the bullpen. Aroldis Chapman got the night off. Chad Green came in, got the rare save. Just an overall excellent team effort. Couldn't have asked for more from what the Yankees did yesterday. And I think the thing that is really exciting about the Yankees is that they're winning in a lot of different ways.
Right.
And right now, sporting the best record in baseball at 17-6. Team ERA is among the league's best. Joey Gallo got injured. I think it came at, not that I wish injury on anybody, I think it came at a good time because he's been awful. Guys are just stepping up.
I mean, it does help when Judge is hitting, multi-home run games. Granted, it didn't happen last night. Juan Carlo made what you said last night. He made a
circus catch. That was beautiful.
Home run, saving catch last night. And the bullpen is playing extremely well. Chapman, like you said last night, Richie, when I talked to you on the way home, they're not going to have him going for a save opportunity 3 days in a row. You got to rest his arm. They're playing well. I mean, granted, it's early. It's not even May yet.
It's May 3rd, Brent.
A lot. Well, I mean, like late. Whatever. It's been a long week. Suck a dick.
The Yanks are undefeated in May. All right.
Yeah, but anyhow, I mean, it's a long season. Fuck you both.
Yeah.
It's a long season. I mean, we'll see where it goes.
May starts for Brett on Cinco de Mayo because it's an alcoholic holiday. That's when
Juan
Carlos snaps in.
Juan Carlos hasn't even really started swinging the bat yet. So
no, I still think they need a starting pitcher. My biggest concern with them, even though they're winning now, I don't want the bullpen to get tired by the dog days of summer through the season because I do think that sometimes the bullpen has to work a little too hard. But it's baseball's new way. Most guys, with the exception of the Max Scherzers and the Jacob deGroms, the Garrett Coles, most guys don't go 7 innings anymore. Once that 3rd round around the lineup comes out, the analytics take over, and that's where you start getting the bullpen matchups. And I understand it because all the numbers for the hitters are up on the 3rd at-bat. That's been proven over a strong sample size, and I get it. But I can't ask any more out of the Yankees. And, I was very critical of Aaron Boone last year, but one thing I must say in the early going is that he's been pushing all the right buttons and making all the right decisions. He has been managing well. He's been bringing in the right guys for the right matchups. And, just as much as I'm going to be hard on him when I felt that he was making, 2-0 Rangers. Just as much as I think he's going to be making, when he makes mistakes, I'm going to be fair. And right now, I think he's doing a really good job with a really difficult job to do. Because when you're the manager of the New York Yankees, you are under a lot of scrutiny always, and always under a microscope. And I do think that with the Mets being the big spenders, it's kind of nice and refreshing for the Yankees to go into the season as kind of like under the radar a little, which is kind of nice for a change. And I actually think they're playing relaxed and they're playing team ball.
Yeah, I agree because the Yankees, we usually start slow. We start slow every year. And then as the All-Star break comes, then we'll pick up steam. But, I mean, we're jumping right out the gate. And it's great because it gives us a cushion. And I love it. And with Boone, I wasn't too critical of him last year because, we were hurt. And COVID hit us. I mean, we were ravaged. And I felt he did the best he could. And, he got us to 100 games, even with the nonsense, the stuff he had to, deal with. So I think he did a good job, considering the situation. This year, I like it because he seems relaxed and he's really pushing the right buttons this time. Pitching,
and he's trusting the system.
Yeah, trusting the system.
Analytics have taken over the game. Boston Red Sox are one of the final teams that really don't rely on analytics. And while I think Alex Cora is a hell of a manager, in the early going, Boston doesn't look too good. I'm not going to blame that on lack of analytics. I'm going to blame that on lack of pitching help. But it's a long season. But I love what the Yankees have right now. There's always one thing to point out, one thing to pick at. And the only thing in that everyday lineup that I'm not pleased with is Joey Gallo. I could live with the platooning catchers struggling in average when they're calling great games, which they have been. Both Trevino and Higashioka are both calling great games. They're getting the trust of the pitching staff, which is a huge upgrade over what they dealt with in previous years with Gary Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Bro, when I was at when I was in Queens and when he did that swipe tag and he missed the guy instead of just blocking the plate, I was done with him at that point. And Dorney would never let me live that shit down. But that was awful.
Sanchez.
I had a Sanchez in New York that did anything. Mark Sanchez, Gary Sanchez, we don't need any more Sanchez, man.
Nah, man. Around baseball, I've alluded to this on previous shows. I feel that it's only a matter of time until Frankie Montes gets dealt. My expectation would be around the deadline. The Dodgers are looking the part. They are deep. They got the pitching. We spoke about them just yesterday.
Yes,
is anybody standing out to you guys in baseball that maybe you just didn't see it? I mean, I guess one of the strange stories of the early year, and I got to give him credit, Brett, is that he told me
Rizzo.
Anthony Rizzo. This is what Brett's stat line was. Brett called 270, 38 homers, 100 ribs. Right now, he's leading Major League Baseball with 9 a few days into the second month of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Rizzo for his glove. He's a great leader, great teammate. But I scoffed at when Brett said that. I said, dude, 25 tops. And home runs are weird. He could get cold, and it might still be 25. But right now, I got to give Brett some props for calling that shit. Yeah. That's ballsy to call that with Rizzo. It's possible.
I had a feeling about him. I don't know what it was. His second year being in New York, I think he's a little more comfortable at the plate. He's still considered to be a big veteran on that team, even though
he's
Judge
a top-tier first baseman.
Oh,
he's
100%.
a top-tier first baseman.
100%.
And in terms of
he's there for the glove. He's there for the defense aspect, but
he's kind of the old man on the team when you think about it, because even though he's new to the Yankees, he's not new to baseball.
No, he's not. And in Yankee Stadium, I mean, he's a lefty. Right field is very short.
Open for him.
I mean, come on, the guy can hit a fly ball, and it's knocked almost 400 feet into right center. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. He's got the. I mean, he's considered to be one of the. I don't want to say comeback player of the year, but.
I mean, he joined some rare air when you consider that a 3 home run game. that's rare company in
Yeah.
Yankee lore. You know, you're talking Darryl Strawberry, Reggie Jackson. And I don't necessarily think that you're going to say Anthony Rizzo when you think about those two guys who were bona fide home run hitters.
Right.
It's awesome. It's awesome what he's been able to do this year. My biggest thing with him, and it still is my biggest thing with him, is what he brings with the glove.
Yeah.
With the glove, you know, after Teixeira retiring and, you know, the standard before Teixeira, Martinez and Mattingly, I don't think Yankee fans were used to having first basemen that weren't good with the glove. And you know, Voit was not that guy. Neither was Greg Bird. They kind of kicked around a lot of different dudes that tried to fill in at first, but Rizzo has restored that Yankee standard of excellent first baseman with the leather.
Right.
The rivals in Queens, they won a game today earlier against the Atlanta Braves, or defending world champs. Interesting stat on the New York Mets. I mean, they're coming off a loss last evening. Today, they're wrapping up the second game of a doubleheader with Atlanta. The Mets have not lost a series this year, and the Yankees have only lost one. Yankees currently, as I already stated, best record. And, you know, it's exciting, dude. There's so much time left in this year, but it kind of has that vibe that this really could be the Subway Series year. And what's interesting, and I read this today, for the first time in Major League Baseball history at this juncture of the year, both Los Angeles teams and both New York teams are in first in their division, that being the Angels, Dodgers, Mets, and Yankees. It's an excellent season, and it's just starting to get enhanced into what it's going to be. You know, one of the best ball players, a couple of them, both happen to be on my fantasy team. Jacob deGrom, Fernando Tatis haven't even played a game this year yet. And they're going to influence both.
Trevor Bauer ain't playing a game for another 2 years.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, we mentioned him yesterday. Yeah, Bauer's finished. Bauer's finished. Baseball's been exciting, man. I love what I'm seeing. And for me as a Yankee fan, I'm not used to this because I'm used to them starting off really slow. And the fact that they got off to such a great April, I mean, all these games count. But the fact that they got off to such a great April, I think it really sets the tone to, you know, have a great year. And, you know, part of this 10-game winning streak hasn't been against the best teams, but that also speaks volumes that they've gotten better at beating teams they're supposed to beat.
That's what you got to do.
Now, as I talk about making progress, here's the polar opposite of that. This was a shocker coming out of the NFL. DeAndre Hopkins suspended for 6 games due to PEDs. Not to mention, that's also something that can potentially hurt his Hall of Fame status. Because think about a guy like T.O., right? It took him a few tries to get into the Hall. It took Randy Moss some time to get into the Hall. You know, part of that was character stuff. Those guys
A-Rod.
never cheated. And forget A-Rod. He ain't ever getting in, unfortunately, the way that things are set up now. And to be honest, I wouldn't be okay with A-Rod getting in the Hall before Shoeless Joe and Pete Rose. I got my own feelings on that. But, I mean, shit, it took them how many years to recognize the accomplishments of the Negro Leagues? That's pathetic. How long did that fucking take?
Yeah.
You know, these were guys, you know, obviously this is something that I spoke on roughly a year ago when this all went down. And while I'm happy that the Negro League players are finally getting their just due, it's incredible to me that it took until 2020-ish, 2021 for this to truly happen. I mean, we're kind of in the NFL. I'm kind of in my feelings about the Baseball Hall of Fame, so we'll smash it back into the NFL. But what are your thoughts, guys, on DeAndre Hopkins? One of the true greats. This is a bad thing for the legacy, no question.
Yeah, I think it's it's not even number one, it begins with DeAndre, but I think it's more of a shady aspect on the Cardinals organization. of
Yep.
keeping it on the down low. And, Richie, you threw something out there, yesterday or the day before. Now the, Hollywood Brown trade makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. I just don't know why that organization would keep that on such a down low profile on a NFL superstar. You know what I mean? Like
It's
know,
bad. It's
something
bad
that
for the,
something that big. It needs to be it needs to be
shouldn't.
heard.
But it shouldn't come as a surprise, because even when you go to the very top, talking about Roger Goodell with the Spygate thing, Goodell went like this with a broom, swept that shit under the rug. During the 70s, a lot of guys doing steroids. That shit got swept under. Look at Brett Favre, who was the face of the NFL, suffered from painkillers, had to go to rehab, got himself in order, thankfully, and continued to be great. The NFL has this thing that it's always about, as long as you don't make the shield look bad, and obviously, to your point, the money. But let's never forget, Roger Goodell is truly a politician, and while I have no problem saying that the Patriots probably got like a slap on the wrist for Spygate, the Brady Deflategate shit, in my opinion, was a fucking goose chase, because they wanted to get Brady for something, or he wanted to stick it to Kraft for something. He didn't do it the right way when they were really in the wrong. And then for something that in the grand scheme of things was kind of bullshit, he wanted Brady to pay the price. Ultimately, Brady cleared his name in the Supreme Court with that shit. Like, they took this to the highest level of court. But what the Cardinals did is unfortunately a trend in the NFL. It's like, win if you can, lose if you must, but always kind of cheat, or at least always kind of be a little dishonest. Winning, integrity. There's no I in the NFL, that's for damn sure. No I in team, but there is an I in integrity. And the NFL, unfortunately, it's not just the NFL. They have a way.
Oh, dude, it's all around. It's all around sports. It's not even just the NFL, but Arizona messed up.
Big business.
Get it?
Hollywood Brown.
Yeah. And I had mentioned this to Idris yesterday on the show. AJ Green, when I first heard that Hollywood Brown was coming over in that trade, I said, AJ Green better watch out. He might get cut in training camp. Now, this is before I knew that D-Hop was going to get suspended. So I'd have to say that AJ Green looks rather safe now going into training camp, because he's going to be needed more than ever with DeAndre, and with the talent.
The thing about it is, you wonder why
Idris, you're breaking up a little bit, my guy.
You're breaking up.
You might be able to bring you back in. You're breaking up a little bit. Give me a moment. Say something, Idris, so I'll see how your sound is doing. Let me unmute him. Idris, you there, bud? I'm gonna let. Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like something might have broken down on Idris' side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can. Okay, Idris is out for now. I'm gonna give him an opportunity to get back in. Just bear with me. Gonna re-invite him in. It's a cool thing about having an hour-long show. We have time for hiccups if they should arrive.
The cool thing about having a live show too.
But no need for panic.
He's got a fake laugh.
But no need for panic.
I'm not panicking, baby. It's all right. No
I'm not
worries.
calling out anybody, but there was one show where something like that happened and the show just stopped. So that ain't gonna happen here on my watch. Just playing, baby.
No worries, baby.
All right. We're kind of in a bit of a standstill here, so let's continue. I want to speak on James Bradbury, cornerback one of the New York Football Giants. This is a really strange situation with him. Idris just told me they're having a storm out there.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get one here soon too. Like I got the garage door open and there's some clouds, man. I think we're all right though. Let's keep rolling.
Oh no, it's all good. Well, James Bradbury is in a very rare situation because during the previous regime under Dave Gettleman, here he is.
Back.
Yes.
Now, let me finish what I was saying.
I think everybody might have forgotten, but you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, ride with me on this thought here. I'm talking about James Bradbury.
Yeah.
Idris, you're pretty familiar with the financials of the Bradbury situation. Why don't you jump on this one?
Who you asking?
James Bradbury.
Burberry.
I mean, are you asking me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No, the other Idris.
If we cut him or release him, whatever, we save $10 million on the cap. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, we need him because we need another corner, but we need this money also to sign our draft picks. I mean, so we're kind of like, we're kind of at an impasse, man.
The shitty part is that Joe Schoen has tried during the NFL draft and even leading up to the NFL draft to trade him. And the thing that sucks for the Giants is that they don't want to really release him. They wanted to trade him.
Right.
But Gettleman gave him a ridiculous contract that does not work. And the reason why, even though it kills me, because other teams are not stupid. Why trade for James Bradbury when you could get him for cheap? Because the Giants are going to be paying whatever's left. You could get him for cheap in the waiver wire, and that's why nobody bit when the Giants tried to trade him. The other solution is restructure the contract, but the problem with that, and the reason why the Giants shouldn't do it, is that you're moving the money later into the contract, but you're still going to get banged with irresponsible spending. This team is not a Super Bowl team right now. They are on the way up. I love James Bradbury. He's a hell of a player. But you got to do what's better for the future, not about just one season. Let him go. I wish him well, and I hope he signs on to a really good team, and I hope he kills it. Because James Bradbury was a really good Giant.
Yeah, he's going to sign with Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I mean, we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, he's going to sign with the Patriots.
He might. Peppers did it.
Not for nothing.
That was a good move, too.
Not for nothing. They could still use help in that secondary. The Kansas City Chiefs were a popular place. I did see a suggested.
Tampa.
Yeah, I saw a suggested trade where the Giants maybe moved him to the Baltimore Ravens along with Darius Slayton and got a safety in return plus some mid-level tier draft picks. I would like to see us get something for him just because of the fact that I know how good he is. I consider him a top 5, top 6 cornerback in the league. It's unfortunate. But since you brought up the Patriots, Brett, let's go, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm 50-50 with this, boys. I definitely, along with a lot of other Patriots fans, probably did not agree with our first pick.
Yeah, I haven't seen one Patriot fan that liked it.
Yeah.
Dr. Strange, that's what I call
I
him.
mean,
What is he?
I understand
It
where
was a strange pick.
A
strange.
strange one.
Strange.
Strange.
The
Like Dr.
college
Strange.
he's from is strange, not the pick. All right, like I get
No,
it.
his name is Cole Strange. That's why it's a
Strange.
strange
I
pick.
know, Mahone. I know, but
Chattanooga.
yeah, exactly.
Football factory out there.
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. Okay, go
It's
ahead.
not.
Sorry.
It's not like Belichick drafted. From I can't even. Like I'm so.
Chattanooga.
I'm so just dumbfounded by some of the decisions that he's making. But it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to doubt him. Just because of the experience that he's had in this. I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to build around, mac and cheese. I think we drafted 4, maybe 5 offensive linemen in this draft. I get what he's trying to do, but then you also throw in the Blake or Webb. Oh my God, the other quarterback that we drafted there.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I get it. You don't have something that great at backup, so I get that part of it. Because Hoyer and Stidham, I don't think you ever want to see on the field. So I can understand that, but it still doesn't tell me that they have the highest
I just
confidence.
think he drafted that quarterback as a mind fuck to with mac and cheese. Belichick is known for this. You guys both know he's a mind fuck kind of guy.
He is,
and he'll test you. I think this is more of a test to Mac's development as a quarterback and see where he goes in year 2, and see if this kind of lights a fire up underneath his ass to chuck that ball down the field. In reference to that statement, he drafted a Baylor wide receiver. The last Baylor receiver we had.
I believe. Yeah.
The last Baylor receiver we had that we did not draft was Randy Moss. We did not draft him, but he is the last Baylor receiver that we've had.
Moss came from Marshall.
Yeah, he went to Marshall, buddy.
Oh, shit, you're 100% right.
The other green.
Why did I think Baylor?
But you know where he didn't go to school? Chattanooga. All right.
But I kind of understand what Belichick's doing, but at the same time, I think he's trying to really light a fire underneath this kid's ass. Like I want to see what Mac Jones can do.
You know what I think? I think Belichick pulled a Matt LaFleur because he drafted a quarterback. It's kind of weird.
It was.
It was a little weird. I get it though. Like I said, when people think about Brian Hoyer, they're like, "Oh, he's never going to see the field."
Yeah, and what happened? What happened? What happened after LaFleur drafted Love?
Aaron Rodgers didn't feel the love.
2 MVPs. 2 MVPs back to back.
Respectfully, dude, they're not even in the same stratosphere of talent.
It don't matter. It's the idea.
I like Mac. Don't get me wrong.
It is the idea that is planted in this young man's head. He has to improve his game. He has to take shots down the field.
I like that take, though.
He has to fucking grow some balls at the end of the day.
I like that take, though. I actually do like that take. Mm-hmm. Well, this is Brett's breakdown. This is a little warm-up for Start Bench. Bosco's reply. For those of you who don't know, one of the many aliases
Bosco
Mr.
Scott.
Bosco from the Bronx, y'all.
Yeah, Bosco from the Bronx. The floor is yours here. He's not from Chattanooga. Go ahead.
Chattanooga. Oh, I'm still baffled at that per pick. Because like I said, I mean, you see, Chattanooga's not too far from here where I am. It's maybe a couple of hours at the most, and there's nothing there. So I'm trying to figure out, what was the purpose of that pick? He might do something though, because
I'll tell you what the purpose of the pick is.
I mean, where did he learn how to tackle? Cow tipping?
Who?
He probably learned how to tackle when he was cow tipping.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? That might be. As for the quarterback, I gotta agree with Brett on that one. He might be trying to light the fire under Mac Jones, but I'm not impressed with the quarterback he chose.
No.
I'm not. No, I mean, he could have found.
That's why it's a mind fuck, dude. That's what you know what I mean. Like he could have picked.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. But see, the thing about it, if I'm the quarterback,
why don't they get a fucking receiver in round one? Fuck.
Right.
Go ahead.
Look,
I'm a Pats fan, and that pisses me off.
I'm a chef, right? Now, if I'm the second in charge. Now, if I leave Chef Hart's another chef, but I know this guy is just out of high school, I'm not worried about him. Because I know this guy can't touch me. I mean, I might do better, but I'm not worried about him because I'm like, you just came out of high school. You don't even know how to cook yet. You can't even fry an egg. So I'm not worried. And but I see your point though, with him drafting this guy. I can't even remember his name, but I remember
Blake,
because I was like, what?
Blake or something.
I was like, something like that. And I got the same reaction Sean McVay had when they drafted this strange cat. Like, for real, I'm like,
yeah, that's another thing too. He was like literally laughing at them.
Laughing. Him and what's his face?
You could have got an excellent linebacker. You could have got a receiver or a corner. But instead you go to Chattanooga. The fuck, Belichick?
Yep.
He's getting old, dude. I love Belichick. He's a great head coach. Arguably the best head coach ever. But I am starting to question if he should still be their general manager.
And you don't have Josh McDaniel anymore either.
Yeah, not for nothing. Not for nothing.
Yes, I'm like, hey, you lost your man. You
know what's interesting? Speaking of Josh McDaniels, he's going to be with Patrick Graham and Joe Judge over in Vegas. That should be interesting. And those are all Patriot ties. Plus, you got
Judge is in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Really, I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Yeah, I know that.
Wow.
Probably the equipment manager. Fuck you, Joe Judge. But anyway,
2 times.
Since we're talking about non-coaches, we're going to take a minute here to step away to talk about some non-athletes.
Wow.
Brett's boy, Pistol Pete. Brett's son's boy, Kanye West.
Yeah.
2.0. The saga continues. And this is all I want to say here, and then I'm going to let you guys talk about it. Why the fuck? Like, we kind of agreed that Pete was kind of in the right last time we convened on this subject. Since then, Pete has got all the initials of all of his current girlfriend's children, who are also the children of Kanye West, on his back. I believe it was on his back. A little much, I would say.
It's North.
No, I know the names.
Chicago.
Som, Northwest, Chicago.
Yeah, and Som. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the point I'm making is, who in their fucking right mind gets kids tatted on their back? I'm not even saying it. Maybe a stepdad and you've had an influential thing. I get that too, to a level.
Yeah.
But bro, they haven't even been together 6 months. And this shit, I mean, I can't see how Kanye can't feel slighted and want to go at this dude at this point. I mean, honestly, bro, at the end of the day, they're still his kids. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's his kids, but it's the other guy's body. So, who's
that whole shit is fucked.
Like, it's his body.
3-2 Rangers.
It's his body. Let him do whatever the hell he wants to his body. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking tattoo, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I have my niece's name tattooed on my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's different, though, Brett. You were an integral part of her life.
Yeah, I know,
Usually
but still,
he's not
you
getting
know,
minutes.
It's a little different.
it is
A little
different,
different.
but I think the media has blown this out of freaking proportion as usual. You know,
Speaking of,
I mean,
speaking,
it's the guy.
the media
It's his own,
does.
it's his own body. I don't give a shit what he puts on his own body. I don't care.
listen,
The guy
this
can
has
have
to
a
go
freaking
past
my
nut
thing.
calling.
on him.
There's no more.
This is my thing about it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is my thing about it. It's his body. He can do what he wants. True.
Yeah.
And the media does twist a lot of shit. However, you can't tell me he's doing this for attention and despite
Trying to fuck
Kanye.
with Kanye's head.
He's trying. He's because I was in Pete's corner in the beginning, but now it's like he's
It's
just
a little
doing
too much,
shit.
bro. It's a little too
He's
much.
just doing shit to do shit, and it's like the man is already got some shit going on, Kanye.
And
he's doing
anybody
this
that,
type of
yeah,
shit.
and
You know, I'm
anybody
like-
that's seen the King of Staten Island knows that Pete don't give a fuck when it comes to tattoos. He'll tat you
And
up if you're a 7-year-old.
It's
He
just
don't even
it's just
care if you're from
juvenile. I mean,
Hold on.
It's just-
Let
It's,
go ahead, Adrian.
It's juvenile. I mean, like if I got somebody's girl and I'm with their kids, I'm
Yeah.
living my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, but I'm not gonna do shit just to. Cause the media's looking at that, and it's like he could have kept that on the low, but he didn't do it. He did it like I want the world to see this shit. So that's
Yeah,
why I
he's
can't bring the
trolling.
media because the media's do. Yeah, the media's gonna be the media. You
I'm
can
gonna
keep,
take it
like,
a
look at
step
Tom
further.
Selleck.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck kept his business out of the media for his whole career because he said, "This is my life."
Right.
Pete Davis, this new generation of people, they love attention. They love attention.
Of course, I know.
Yeah, they
And,
love
and,
attention.
and the other thing with
Mhm.
Kanye needs to change his nickname. No more Skeet.
Yeah.
Now he's just got to call him Stan.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a member of the Jordan Patrick show,
Yeah.
it was a little uncomfortable for a few weeks there. We did have an uncomfortable guy calling in from Chicago, moderately calling in, hammered, leaving some threats. Fortunately for us, it seems like, he hasn't caught on that we've moved to a different destination here now, the Richie Hicks show. But
He's actually a follower on the show, so you might get a message from him one of these days.
I don't know. He might. My man might be from Chattanooga.
Especially when you talk about Trubisky.
To him. Okay. That's him.
No, but listen, fellas, at the end of the day, the freaking tattoo, Kanye is already fucked up in the head as it is. This is just you know what I mean?
That's an understatement.
The guy knows what he's doing. The guy knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, he
So-
does. Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. So just let it ride.
yeah.
Let it ride.
That's some crazy shit, bro. There's children involved. At the end of the day, I try to make some sense of this shit. It's hard to
We
make some
can't
sense of
make
this
sense
shit.
of it. It's some dumbass shit, but we still
Yeah.
follow it because it's dumbass shit.
Penn's
So-
just tied it.
Let it ride.
They had a 5-on-3. Two Rangers in the
Okay.
box. Fuck.
Penalty?
This is a
Was
strange
it
game.
penalty?
They had two guys in the box. This was a 5-on-3.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and now it's a 5-on-4. Rangers still are at a disadvantage here, so this is dangerous right now.
Yeah, I hope the ice melts.
God.
I hope Marshawn Lynch runs a Zamboni out there and fucking just tear shit up.
All right.
Here we go.
Now,
Let's see.
there has always been an ever-growing debate about who the GOATs are in the NFL, in football history. I came up with the three most logical, in my opinion, in terms of influence on the game, domination of the game. I factored in just overall regular season and playoff accomplishments and just the duration of an entire career, records, yada, yada. Start, bench, cut NFL GOATs. Lawrence Taylor, New York Football Giants. Jerry Rice played for multiple teams, but we all know San Francisco 49ers. Tom Brady, New England Patriots. I mean, and by all means, you can add to the other two guys who played on multiple teams and talk about whatever you feel that they did there that's worth noting. But I'm going to give you guys each a few extra minutes here since we have a little bit of extra time. Idris, since you're coming off of a start bench cut victory against Zach, I'm going to let you start this up.
All right, here we go. Start bench cut.
You are on.
Let's see. I'm going to start Brady. I'm going to bench LT, and I'm going to cut Jerry. I'm going to tell you why. I need a guy who's going to lead my team to victory, no matter who's on the field. No matter who you put out there, a receiver, who's in the backfield, whatever, Brady's going to get it done. He did it in New England. And he made a lot of people we never heard of famous. I can't call him a choke artist. I mean, even injury-wise, he missed that one season, because he had that knee injury early against Kansas City. But he shows up for work every day. He runs the offense. And when he gets on the field, it's like, hey, man your battle stations. So yes. I'm starting Brady. You need a quarterback. No quarterback, you're not going to win. With LT, I'll bench him. I like to start him, but I think I got to have a quarterback. LT is going to wreak havoc all over that field. He's coming after the quarterback. He's coming after the running back. He's in the defensive backfield, intercepting the ball.
The referee is
the quarterback. The referee. No one. He's the quarterback on the defense. You need defense to stop a guy like Brady. You need a defense to put fear in a guy like Brady. Now, I don't know who's going to put fear in Brady's eyes. I've never seen anyone do it, but the Giants. Straight hand and put it on his ass. But you need a guy back there who's going to do his thing. But what separates him from Brady is he's only one man, and he can't cover the whole field. To where Brady, the field is his backyard.
Yes. I get the analogy for sure.
Yeah. Rice, you need a good quarterback. Once he gets the ball, he does his thing. But I'm not going to discredit anything he did. But I always say with great receivers, you always got a Robin on the other side. And he had John Taylor over there. And when you took John Taylor out of there, it's like, okay, we got this guy. And we see when he went to Oakland and Seattle, he's past his prime. And he had Tim Brown on the other side with him in Oakland, but he wasn't Jerry Rice. And he's only one person on the field. And a receiver can be taken out of the game. Deion Sanders did it. He took away a whole side of the field. Darryl Green did the same thing. And not only did he take one side of the field, if you got away from him, he caught you and tackled you. Darryl Green would hit you. Say, look, you're not coming across the middle. You're not going to the sideline. So, and I say Jerry's the greatest receiver. I say LT's the greatest run linebacker. And I say Brady's the greatest quarterback. Start bench cut, Brady, LT, Jerry.
You're up, Brett.
And neither one of them, not one of them is from Chattanooga.
Fuck you. All right. I'll agree with you, number one. Tom Brady, the GOAT. I'll agree with you, number one. Tom Brady, the GOAT. The resume is flawless. 7-time Super Bowl champion. All-time completion percentage, all-time completion attempts, touchdowns, wins, playoff wins. The resume is endless. Right. Tom Brady all day long, number one. Number two, I got to go Jerry. 4-time Super Bowl winner. All-time leader in reception, touchdowns, yards. That itself is the end of the argument. That's it. Like, nobody else in the NFL to this day does not have Jerry Rice's numbers in the books, or Tom Brady. I hate to do it. I love all three of these gentlemen. They are the epitome of an NFL legend and Hall of Famers. And I hate to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to start bench cut any of them, man. Like it sucks. Like I gotta come to a decision. I gotta bench LT. I'm sorry, Rich. I know LT's your man. I gotta cut him. He changed the game. He is an innovator of the pass rush, pass defense, absolute animal on the field. Changed the game forever. But it's hard to compete with the numbers. Fuck you. You're such a douchebag. It's hard to compete with the numbers, man. I'm sorry. LT, it's not like Tom Brady didn't have a lot of help. LT had a lot of help too. But I hate to do it, man. I got to be the guy. I know LT's your man.
All right.
It is
All right.
the end of the day, but I got to be honest.
Surprise. I disagree with both of you. All right. I'm going to start with who I'm cutting, and then I'm going to move along as to why I'm cutting him and who I'm keeping and all that good jazz. I'm cutting the greatest quarterback in NFL history,
Oh
Tom
my
Brady.
fucking God. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I know you're the fucking host, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Get your shit right.
I gotta agree with Brett on this one.
We're muting Brett for a second.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
But go ahead.
I can't hear you. I muted you. Fuck you. All right. I'm letting you back in, but you got to let me talk. Look how angry he is.
Do you want me to go Stephen A on your ass? Because I will.
We're going to extend this show into another studio session.
No. Fuck that. We don't need that.
Let me explain myself. The reason, both of you made an interesting point, and I'm penalizing Brett for something that he always says that doesn't make no sense to me in this moment of calling who he's taking. Brett always screams up and down, defense wins championships. Idris not on this argument, but in general, knowing you. Idris on this, what I didn't agree with Idris on was the whole thing, I need a quarterback. This is my thing. Bill Sims nor Jeff Hostetler are the guys you think of when you're like, you know what? That guy's going to win a Super Bowl. But they both did on the back of a great Giants defense led by Mr. Lawrence Taylor. The last NFL player to be league MVP was Lawrence Taylor. I'm benching Lawrence Taylor. I'm starting Jerry Rice, and I'll explain why I'm starting Jerry Rice. Where I disagree with both of you is that Jerry Rice, little known stat, has over 10,000 receiving yards with other quarterbacks, not named Montana and Young. I'm a firm believer that Jerry Rice can produce with no matter who's throwing the fucking football. And his numbers reflect it. And when you look at the way that he crushed every fucking stat known to fucking man, he is my ultimate number one. I'm not mad if somebody says, Rich, you're wilding out for not putting Brady on your bench and putting LT as a cut or vice versa. Reason I put LT as the cut is for the sheer fact that I think Jerry Rice is the greatest football player that ever lived. And I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. I also take into consideration that while Tom Brady is a phenomenal quarterback, he also plays and has been able to pad up his stats and stay healthy in an era because of the protection for quarterbacks. Jerry Rice's quarterbacks did not last as long as Jerry Rice. I think that speaks volumes on how tough it was for quarterbacks to stay healthy back then. I'm giving you guys a tie, and I'll explain why. It doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what he thinks, and it doesn't matter what you think. The respect that I have for these three football players, it's insane. And the truth of the matter is that there's truly no right answer. And that's the point above all else that I want to make here. Brett's not wrong. You're not wrong. And I guess in a way, if you want to flip it, I don't think I'm wrong either. I did disagree with both of you. But the reality is there's really no wrong answer or right answer on this one. Therefore, you both get a tie.
Brett, you want to take care of this?
I do. 100% I do. Brett, you're the host, right?
I sure am.
Okay. So you decide the winner.
I do.
Okay. Who the fuck is the winner? Like you can't.
We can go to round two.
If you want to go in overtime battle, by all means. But you got to choose a fucking winner.
You really want me to? Because the guy that I cut was the guy that you started. So I think you know who I'd probably pick.
That's
I'm
because
you're
an
a
idiot.
fucking tie.
That's because you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. Because I feel that Lawrence Taylor is just as valuable to the history of the NFL as Tom Brady is.
Idris, even Idris had to say, "Hey, Brett, do you want to correct this? Do you want to say your 2 cents?"
Yeah, but you got
to never agree.
Yeah, but you got to think about something.
Even Idris knows you fucked up.
No. Let me explain something.
Yeah, no.
There's this preconceived notion that cutting Jerry Rice is not as egregious as cutting Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady more impactful than Jerry Rice? Because last time I checked, the first 3 Patriots Super Bowls were on the backs of their defense. On the backs of their defense. So if I'm valuing a defensive player more so than a quarterback, that is my prerogative.
Okay, but who's the one that had to throw the ball and make the plays? Is it not a quarterback league anymore?
Yeah, he caught him too.
Has it not been for the past?
He kicked those 3 field goals that Vinatieri won. Brady kicked them too. He did everything. He kicked them.
Oh my God! It's a quarterbacks league. It's a quarterback-driven league. That has been the implant in everybody's brain for the past 20 years, has it not?
And why is that implanted? Because you can't touch anybody anymore. It wasn't always a quarterback-driven league.
Brady wasn't touched.
And when Lawrence Taylor and Jerry Rice made their mark, it wasn't a quarterback-driven league the way it is today. Not the same thing.
You need to decide a winner. This can't end in a tie.
I'm giving you a tie.
And unless you come up with some other bullshit, it can end in a tie. I'm not accepting that.
For those of you who want to continue, I am going to end this, and we are coming back to the studio to finish round 2. Gentlemen, look for your invites, and I will be back in a few minutes for round 2.
All right.
By the way, before this show started, my mother as my witness, I told her, I said, I'm giving them a tie, and they don't even know it yet. Because the reality is there's no fucking right answer.
You already decided this. That's some bullshit. Oh my God.
It's my show.
I'm done.
If you want, he'll be back.
Oh man. Hey. Oh man. This is funny.
This is terrific.
No, it is.
He's coming back. He went to take a piss outside. Because he didn't go back in the house, I don't think.
No, I ain't see him go back in the house. This is hilarious.
Due to walking off the field before time expired, I have no choice but to declare Mr. Idris Salam the winner.
Did it. Hey, Brett, you lose, homie. You can't do no freaking Des Bryant and quit or LeBron James and walk off the court, man. Sorry, I had your back too, but you left me hanging by a string. So I'll take that victory. I'm 2-1 now. I got my revenge over Britt.
Can a guy pee?
He gonna send the invites, man.
Can a guy pee?